Earlier, CNBC Africa spoke with Howard Craig, MD of Rand Refinery, and spoke to him about the future of gold and more specifically the issue of conflict gold.
Well, this is not a new issue. It's been going on for the last 2 to 3 years. All started by the Dodd-Frank Act from the United States. And what's happened is that industry took the initiative to be proactive. So the World Gold Council started off, and Rand Refinery was a member of the steering committee that helped set up the conflict-free standard. And then other institutions like the LBMA out of London. So we as a referee refiner sat on the referees committee and helped develop the LBMA guideline for responsible gold. And then there's the Responsible Jewelry Council and various other bodies. And I guess the OECD have also issued guidelines, and I guess they're if you like, the bringer together of all these standards and guidelines.
How exactly is it going to work? How is the world going to try to ensure that gold trafficked by, say, rebel groups is not going to reach the market?
So it starts with the mine. So they, in terms of the World Gold Council standards, have to do various things to ensure and warranty to the refiners that the gold they're sending to us for further processing has not been produced under conflict conditions or has contributed to human rights abuses. The refiners then have to set up various protocols and standards to which they process the gold, and also to make sure that their depositing customers do have that warranty. So for example, we would follow a very rigorous know your customer process where we would do world checks on the company itself, the directors, etc., etc.
But surely this is going to be more work and more costs for people like yourself at a time when we're still coming out of recession.
No, it is work, but I think it's the right thing to do. I think from a moral and ethical perspective, it is the right thing to do. But of course, the refiners have followed these know your customer processes for a long time because we have to do that in terms of money laundering. So, for example, in South Africa, in terms of the various legislation, we have to ensure that there's no money laundering. So we have been doing this for quite a while. So nothing new, but I guess a lot more focus. And it's something that we are up to in terms of the challenge.
Now, talking about gold in Africa, for some years now, you at the Rand Refinery in Johannesburg have been running short of enough gold to keep working from South Africa, the biggest miner in Africa, and you're having to look further afield to the rest of the continent. What is the situation here in 2013?
Well, I think the first thing to realize is that South African gold production continues to decline for a whole host of reasons, which I won't go into now. So yes, you're right. As Rand Refinery, we have to look for other sources of gold. Currently, we do about 75% of Africa's gold through our plants on an annual basis. But we're looking also to South America for doré. We're getting bigger volumes of recycled gold on a sustainable basis. And to this end, we've put up an office and an assaying facility in Singapore, so we'll be able to attract recycled and secondary gold out of the Asia region, which is an important market, both from a depositing scrap gold perspective, but also for putting our final products in. So we're not sitting back. We are very proactively looking at other markets.
And last but not least, you've been talking to a lot of the gold producers here and the big mining companies. What's the feeling? I mean, it's been a battering couple of years for gold producers. What's the feeling you get about the sort of shape the industry's in right now?
Well, I think what I'm getting is, first of all, there's a lot of debate on where the gold price is going, because that will obviously set the tone going forward.
Where do you think it's going?
I'm a bull myself, so I believe it still has to go up in terms of the fact that the world's economic situation, while starting to improve, there's, I think, still a very real risk of inflation. And I think that will set the scene for an increased gold price. So there's a lot of debate about the gold price. I guess costs are always important, and the gold mines are continually looking at ways to improve costs. And I guess but closer to home, it's all about, can the mines go deeper? And there I think they'll need to see a breakthrough technology in terms of deeper, more safely and more cost effectively.